You wake up one morning and something feels off. Not dramatically, just this quiet, persistent hum of restlessness under your skin. You've been doing everything they told you to do. Follow the structure, keep it stable, stay on the path. But somehow, despite all that effort, you feel directionless. Like you're walking, but not moving. Like you're living, but not alive. And then the questions begin to crawl in. Why do I feel so stuck? Is something wrong with me? Did I take a wrong turn somewhere? No one else seems to be questioning the map. Everyone around you is busy celebrating milestones, climbing ladders, checking boxes, smiling in photos that don't feel real. And here you are, doubting, wondering, detached. You tell yourself maybe you're just ungrateful. Maybe you're overthinking. Maybe you're lost. But what if you're not? What if this disorientation isn't a breakdown, but a sign of quiet awakening? What if you're not falling apart, but simply outgrowing the script that was handed to you? The one written before you even had a voice in it. You weren't lost when you were a child, were you? You explored freely, questioned instinctively, followed wonder like a compass. But somewhere along the line, that compass got buried under rules, roles, and expectations. Now, the dissonance you feel, that aching mismatch between your inner world and your outer life, it's not failure. It's not confusion. It's the early symptom of self-recognition. And maybe that's why it feels so heavy. Because you're standing at the edge of the known map, and deep down, you're beginning to realize this path isn't yours. The truth is, you didn't choose the map. It was drawn for you by parents who meant well but carried their own fears, by schools that taught you how to follow rules, not how to find truth, by a society obsessed with predictability, careers, timelines, relationships, successful, boxed in, measured, and sold back to you as the way. You were never asked what kind of life would feel meaningful. You were told what success looks like, told what failure is, told who you should become long before you had a chance to meet yourself. And it worked for a while, didn't it? You walked the path. You smiled when you were supposed to. You pursued the milestones. But somewhere along the way, your internal compass started sending static. Victories felt empty. Achievements brought praise, but not peace. Because the map didn't reflect you. It reflected what the world expected you to be. A version of you that was convenient, obedient, and easy to understand. But the real you? The one that still whispers beneath all that noise? He doesn't fit inside those neat little roads. He isn't wired for performative living. He never was. The discomfort you're feeling it isn't a detour. It's the tension between your evolving self and the outdated instructions you were given. You're not broken. You're just too alive to keep pretending that the old path still makes sense. And that's terrifying, isn't it? Because if the map is wrong, what happens now? At first, it feels like rebellion. Like you're turning your back on everything that's supposed to matter. You stop forcing conversations. You start saying no to things that once defined you. You feel heavier, but also strangely cleaner. And yet, you look around and no one else seems to be going through this. They're still chasing promotions, weddings, followers, houses, deadlines. Still sprinting down the old path like it leads somewhere sacred. And here you are, sitting on the side of the road with nothing but silence and a gut feeling. This is where most people panic. They try to force themselves back into the blueprint. Try to reignite ambition they no longer believe in. Try to shrink themselves back into a life that once fit like armor but now feels like a cage. But not you. Because something in you knows. You're not becoming less clear, you're becoming more honest. You're not breaking down, you're breaking away. You're not behind, you're ahead of the script. You've started to notice the gap between what you're told to want and what actually feeds your soul. You've started to notice how success without self becomes a slow death in disguise. And in that noticing, you've grown beyond the framework. You don't fit the map anymore because your questions have outgrown their answers. Because your soul isn't looking for a destination, it's craving something deeper. Something that can't be printed, handed to you, or taught in school. Freedom, authenticity, direction not in miles, but in meaning. This isn't a breakdown, it's a breakthrough. There comes a moment quiet, almost invisible, when you stop waiting for a sign. You stop hoping someone will hand you the answer, or that the old path will suddenly start to make sense again. And instead, you begin walking. Not with confidence, not with a perfect plan, but with something deeper. Conviction. You understand now. The map was never wrong. It was just too small. It was built for who you were expected to be, not who you are becoming. And so you fold it, not out of anger, not with regret, but with reverence for how far it brought you, and clarity for why it can't take you any further. From here on, there are no more straight lines, no milestones to impress anyone, no applause at every checkpoint, just raw ground, open sky, and the quiet pulse of your own truth guiding you forward. And yes, it will get lonely sometimes. The world loves people it can label. But there is a strange kind of peace that finds you when you no longer need to explain yourself. You'll meet others walking too. Not the loud ones, not the ones trying to be seen, but the ones who left the path quietly, who chose uncertainty over pretending. And when you meet them, you'll know you were never lost. You were just done pretending you were someone you're not. So if you feel disoriented right now, if everything that used to make sense suddenly feels distant, good. That's the sign. Not of failure, but of the moment you outgrow the map they gave you. Don't go back. Don't shrink to fit. Keep walking. The real path was never paved to begin with.